Hello people of YouTube, my name is Brad. This is my channel Animate Orange, where I build a lot of 3D metal models and show you how I do it. Today on the table we are going to put together this little AK-47 model from PieceFun. This model was sent to me by Justin Schuler, one of the viewers of this channel. Thank you very much, Justin, for sending me a model to build. This is one of two that Justin sent me, and the other one will be coming up here in the future. This is the packaging for it, minus the metal sheets because I've already pulled them out and built them. PieceFun usually can be found on like eBay or AliExpress. They're a lot of times less expensive. They do make copycats of some of the Metal Earth models, which I don't particularly encourage, but this one is a unique model, so I'm perfectly okay with that. The metal's a little bit different, so it's a little bit different to work with, but not too bad. Let's go over to the table, open this up, see what's inside, and put this together. Alright, we're at the table here. We've got this somewhat generic looking package of 3D metal model kits. A lot of these PieceFun models are like that. What they do is put a sticker on there telling you which model is actually inside if you can't tell by the metal sheet, which it can be difficult to tell what model you're building just by that small view. Look on the back, it shows several different potential models. This actually looks kind of like a HK model, or these look like some models that you can easily find through HK, but it can get a little confusing exactly who makes some of these PieceFun and PieceCrew models and such like that. But anyway, let's open this up and see what we have inside. Yes, look at me, I'm not ripping the top off for a change. We have piece of paper and hopefully a metal sheet. Sometimes they get stuck. Come on, you can do it. There we go. There's one. Is it just one? Just one. We have our metal sheet, which in this case has a protective plastic over it. We're not going to pull that off right now, but you can see the parts. Is it just one sheet? Is that all there is to it? Let's open up the instructions and find out. It's been a while since I've done a PieceFun. It's just the front, nothing on the back, so yeah. So yeah, this is a very small, basically a letter-sized piece of paper that's been folded up. It's just photocopied, more or less, so not as colorful as detail as, say, a Metal Earth model, but still enough information here it should be to build this particular model. It does look to be a simple model, just one sheet. And we have, you know, the AK-47 at the top here, drawing of the model. I don't really see where there's a 360 view available, and there very well may not be with PieceFun. I don't even know that there's a website, honestly. We have some warnings about keep out of the reach of children, keep out of the reach of children. Warning, small parts, pay attention, sharp edges when removing from the sheets. Carefully discard the metal sheets after parts have been removed. And then we have, you know, those usual little sample part with the notation of insertion tabs, fold lines, insertion holes. Tabs go into holes, fold lines are pre-scored areas to make it easier to bend apart. What would normally be the blue circle and green triangle is just a circle and triangle because it's a black and white copy, but same with Metal Earth. The blue circle is insert tab, bend 90 degrees, the triangle is insert tab and twist 9 degrees. I've said blue circle and green triangle so much it's just a habit now. And a notation about pulling and screwing and pulling and twisting the tabs to make them more secure. Some notation about tools. We'll talk about tools here in just a second. And we have a drawing of this particular sheet that comes with it, with all the parts numbered so that you can easily find all of the parts. And then we begin up here. So this is laid out apparently in quarters like a Metal Earth model. Jump up here to part 1, and I'm guessing that maybe the sections of this piece that are colored in black are an indication of how to fold it, or supposed to be. Whereas Metal Earth would usually use like a red color. These are black and white copies, so it's just a dark color. This piece folds into that piece, and then we have part 2 here, which apparently rolls into a tube. And this bottom section is black, so I'm guessing that folds down to form this. These two connect together and end up as that. It's very small. If we can't zoom on, I just got through jabbering on about it, and I don't even know if you can see it, but there you go. There's the part folds into that. This part curves into that with the bottom piece folded out. 1 and 2. And you end up, these connect together with twisted tabs. You end up with that. And you just follow these assemblies, folding, shaping, and adding the parts as you go along. These are pretty quick assembly instructions with not a lot of detail on how to make things happen. So you kind of have to, don't want to say it's an advanced model or instructions, but a lot is assumed you'll figure it out, I guess you could say. Get to the bottom here, let's see, 13 and 14. I'm guessing you jump over here, 15, 16, and 17. So you just handle it like quarters, following the tiny little arrows. In this case, go this way, perhaps this way? No. Yeah. I have to address that a little bit closer when we get to it. I'm not quite sure if we're supposed to go this way or supposed to go here and then here. That's less than clear. It's probably just going this way, and this is just saying this part ends up that, and this ends up that, and this ends up that. So yeah, that's a little bit fuzzy. And then jump over here and finish that up. But yeah, not too terribly complicated. Let's talk a little bit about some tools and see if we can't put this thing together. Let's talk a little bit about tools. The very basics of what you're going to need is a pair of tweezers and some clippers. The tweezers, you can do a lot of bending, shaping, twisting of tabs, folding of things over. The clippers are going to help you get the pieces out of the sheets cleanly and easily by clipping them out instead of trying to bend them out, which can cause damage. I've also supplemented my set with some precision tweezers. I have a couple of pointed ones here. One, I ground the tip down just a little bit to give it a more sturdy tip for tabs and twisting things. And then I have a precision flat set, and between all of these I can do a lot of bending and shaping and twisting. I also strongly recommend some sort of pliers to complement your set. I have some flat nose here that have definite uses. I have some long needle nose pliers for some of the longer pieces, and then I have some curved tips for grabbing things at an angle and bending them over. For shaping round shapes, you'll find that I frequently use tools like this. These are 3D printed tools that I designed and printed for making round shapes and cone shapes. But you can use things around the house like pens, pencils, maybe large sewing or crafting needles. You can pick up some dowel rods at a craft store or hardware store, or an inexpensive drill bit set from the discount bin, and use the flat ends to do your shaping. And with the dowel rod, you can sharpen one end with a pencil sharpener, and that will give you some cone shaping as well. Right from the start, as I was trying to clean off the extra metal from the barrel piece, the end of the barrel popped right off. Nothing to do but move on. I spent several minutes trying to close up the barrel, not my best work, then went to add the next part and realized I should have left things on the barrel just open a little bit. It was tricky to secure the tabs here, and I did not get them as tight as I would like to have, but there was not much choice save for using glue. I used the pointed tweezers to pry in and bend over the tabs. The instructions do not clearly indicate what and where to curve. Actually, I don't remember seeing any indication to round or curve anything. So for this part, I was a little unsure of what to do, but I worked it out. The two outer pieces need to be curved in somewhat of a half circle, and the center piece needs to be pretty much a complete circle. Not the easiest shape to manage, but it can be done, mostly. There was only one tab holding this top part on for now, so I decided to just leave it off for now and worry about attaching that tab and securing it later rather than have it constantly fall off and damage the small flap or tab. The instructions show adding this small part on while the other part is flared open. Didn't really work that way. Also, I think I may have put the part on backwards in hindsight. I am not that familiar with guns, and at the time I couldn't really find any pictures of the model to reference. I took a couple of finger cots off for this part because the cots kept getting caught on the many tabs sticking out. I initially tried to get all the tabs in place at once, but that wasn't working out. So I slid back the top part and focused on getting the middle barrel tabs in first, then the underneath tab in place, and then slid the top part back into place, securing those tabs. One of the twisted tabs flared out a bit and got in the way of the next part. Getting some of the tabs secured in this model was as delicate an operation as some of the tabs in the MU Bumblebee model build. I was switching back and forth between tweezers, between the pointed tweezers that I could get into small areas and start bending things over, and the ground down tweezers with flat tips that I could use to press the tabs down once I got the bend started. Also, I feel like this is a far better time to attach the top section than what was indicated earlier in the directions, since it will be held down with 3 tabs and it helps to pull everything else together. I thought this might be an appropriate time to use my 3D printed taper set to give this piece a bit of a tapered curve that it needs. It seemed to work out fairly well. Now to make the stand for the gun.